Okay. What in your childhood, adolescent, or adulthood inspires you to create such a wonderful program?
Well, it's nice to be asked. I mean, you go where you're invited, and often you spread your wings that way. I think I developed different skill sets because people ask me to speak about things. It turns out that when they asked me, I didn't think that I had any experience with that, but then I remembered that my mother had been molested and raped when she was 9 years of age, and told me that she tried to commit suicide several times before she was the age of 12. And then my sister was also raped and was suicidal at a certain point. So I understand it at the basic level, and being a friend and a sister and a daughter helped to have me to have some compassion.
Okay, we'll rephrase that. Can you say that just for the record?
Yes, so the program is Project Rainbow, which is under DABO, the Detroit Association of Business Organizations. Miss Erika Alexander was asked to come and speak at Noble Elementary Middle School for an assembly or like a chat about suicide prevention.
Okay, I was under the impression that it was your program. Sorry.
No, but that's why I did say that I was asked to speak.
Yes.
Okay.
What are your thoughts with respect to positivity?
Basic positivity in life. What are my thoughts?
Yes.
I think that you create your own happiness. I think you have to work on yourself all the time to make sure that you're around positive people and that you're doing positive things and moving with action. I think that inertia, meaning sitting and just watching TV too long, takes energy out of you. So I think to be positive, you have to exercise, you have to eat right, you have to read, you have to be involved, and you have to have something that gets you up in the morning that's bigger than you. And you have to do it consistently. It takes time and it's effort and it's an investment, but it's worth it.
Can you talk about your beginning as an actress? I know you covered it during the live interview, but can you touch on it again?
I was discovered in the basement theater of a theater called Freedom Theater in Philadelphia. I was 14 years of age. My mother didn't have very much money. I tell everybody that I was born in the mountains of Arizona, and my father was an itinerant preacher and my mother was a teacher, and they eventually moved to Philadelphia so he could go to the seminary. He became a Lutheran pastor, and during that time I was going to a program, a summer program, and I was 14 years of age, and in the 5th week of a 6-week program, a movie came to town, a Merchant Ivory film called My Little Girl, and they needed girls, and they cast me. I was one of the girls that they cast. I was the lead, and it changed my life. I got a career, I got into SAG, I got health care, but I also, it didn't necessarily change the circumstances for my family, so I kept working, and luckily I got work and continued to work, so people know me, and Living Single and Cosby Show, Queen Sugar, now Get Out. But it's been 33 years since I started.
So let's talk about the film Get Out. What was that experience like? I mean, it had a lot of twists and turns, and I followed it on the internet. What was it like on set, and what was it like for you to watch it yourself as it unfolded?
Should I wait till you close the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see how much feedback I'm getting.
He may not be madder, but
It's there, but go ahead. We'll keep rolling.
okay, no problem.
We'll keep
Get Out. I did that film. It's a Jordan Peele film. He directed it and wrote it. He's from Key and Peele, and he's a wonderful guy. He said that, Erika, you're gonna have fun doing this, and I did. I can't give it away, but the scene that I do is kind of unique inside of the film, and maybe that's why I was the only person who probably thought that they were in a comedy, not a horror film. So actually, I did not know I was in a horror film till I saw the trailer, and so no one was more surprised than me to see that it was scary and that it had a racial component that I hadn't figured on. Maybe because I was campaigning for Hillary and also had just done Queen Sugar and was traveling around the States, that I couldn't sort of put my full attention to the entire movie. So I'm really gratified to see that not only is it's critically acclaimed, but it's doing amazingly well. It's already made over $120 million, so that's big time.
A little more into the film side of it, a little off record, just for the aspiring actors and actresses here in Michigan. When you received the script, that's one thing I want to know about. And how did they cast you for the role? How was you, I mean, did they reach out to you, or did you have to audition?
Were you talking about for Get Out?
Well, yeah. What was some of the process?
Everything is different. I mean, you know, sometimes you're asked to do it, sometimes you're offered the role, most times you audition. I think the reason why people audition more for black women is that they don't value our experience. So that's disappointing, that everything on your resume doesn't really account for much of anything. It may get you in the door, but it doesn't get you the offer. Whereas I think with definitely white men, white women, and black men, often you are invited and offered these roles. But black women, they'll have you in there like a cattle call, like you're at a bus stop, and they'll have every famous actress you can see auditioning for the roles. I think that's unfortunate, because I think you could throw a rock and any one of us could do it. For this role, Get Out, I auditioned for it, not really knowing much about it. I went to Blumhouse in Los Angeles. I did the audition, didn't hear back, and then suddenly I heard that they're offering you the role. And I said, okay. And it took a couple of months before they came back. And by that time, I had gotten several different parts that I was doing. I was doing Beyond in Vancouver. I was doing Queen Sugar. I was guesting a lot. And so we were trying to figure out whether I could do the role. And that's when Jordan got in contact with me personally and said, Erika, you did a fantastic job at the audition, which I hadn't heard back what he thought. I just got the role. So usually they're happy with you if you get the offer. But he said, no, I really think that you brought something totally different to this role that I hadn't seen. So please, I hope it works out. And so it did. I said, you know, Jordan, I really want to do the movie. It's not about that. I'm just making sure that all the schedules line up. And it did. I basically